Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. You thought I forgot about you? Absolutely, I didn't forget about you. Welcome back to another episode of The Tenants, where we continue with our little bit of grind, a little bit of money, and all that. You know, trying to get that lilac house. I think is where we're at now, and just again, trying to get the money, grind away, slowly but surely. Yeah, are you like dragging out the Tenants series a little bit? You could say that. Updates, that's kind of where I'm at, wanting updates. Anyways, I felt like this was the kind of day, turn on the record, hit the record button, and start talking to the camera. Like I said, I've said this, I can't even remember how many times I've said it, but I've said it a lot. You guys understand it already. Let me turn this down just a little bit on my end, because I know it's gonna blast me. Is that good enough? No. All right, let me turn it down on this end too. So yeah, the whole thing with the Tenants is like it's developed into a series now where I can come and kind of just talk to you guys and kind of just relax and hang out with you guys, because we know how this game is right now, and it's kind of at a standstill, absolutely at a standstill. So we're just chilling. Now, there's something I want to actually talk about today, and forewarning, it might be triggering, maybe. It might make you upset. I might offend someone. I don't know, dude. I hope it doesn't offend anyone, but, I'm just giving you a forewarning that I might offend somebody, and if I do offend you, please don't take it the wrong way. I don't mean to, I guess. Anyways, some of you might know, some of you might not know. And I've discussed it before in different series and stuff like this. I've discussed it like on live streams, even on Twitch. Bunk bed in both? Yeah, bunk bed in both. Two bunk beds. I have a little bit of this. I have something. It's not like a disorder or anything, but it's something that most people don't have the ability to, and don't experience it. And it's something that like I talked to a therapist about, and the therapist is like, he's like, what? He's like, are you out of your freaking mind? And no, he didn't say that, but he kind of looked at me and he's like, wow, I've never known someone that can do that. And I'm not like bluffing smoke, or like I'm not saying shit just to say shit. Like, this is real stuff. Anyways, what am I getting at? I'm getting at that poster, please. Thank you very much. Another poster. Yeah, we'll do same poster. Yeah, we'll do it samey. Ever since I was, I'd say a kid, but like, I mean, yeah, early high school, 9th grade, 10th grade. That's a kid. That's a kid thing, right? Yeah, I would say that's a kid. This is like this is almost like, well, this is like now 10 years ago. I've always had this weird, I'm not a superhero either. I've had this ability where I can go to sleep. It's like, okay, so it's lucid dreaming, right? It's dreaming consciously. And if you don't know what that is, I would highly recommend like looking up videos and like taking a look at them and kind of like understanding them a lot. There's some that are called lucid dreaming, and there's another that's called another. Anyways, I was so fascinated over it growing up that I, in high school, would train myself, and it is possible to train yourself. It's very, very long, it's very, very complicated, and it takes a lot of self-discipline, but I guess a teenager in high school has nothing better else to do when he lays in bed. Don't even go there. But yeah, so back in high school, I used to do this with my body, right? And it really, I didn't believe it at first, because I was like, there's no freaking way. And it's almost like, oh, I don't believe it, so I'm gonna do it. And then it happens, and then you're like, holy God, what have I gotten myself into? Anyways, this issue has stuck with me for the last 10 years. And it might be because I'm a really light sleeper, And you would think it wouldn't be like that, but I think it might be because I'm a light sleeper that it happens. So I sleep consciously a lot, like 80% of the time, 4 or 5 times a week. It's a normal thing for me. I'm not freaked out about it, and sometimes actually I am. I'll get into that. So wait, hang on, clocks? What? Okay, all right. Where's the wall shelf? Like, oh, wall lamp. Sorry. There's okay. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, like consciously, like sleeping consciously, you're sleeping, but you know, in your dream, you know you are sleeping, and you can choose to wake up whenever you want, or you can choose to shape your dream the way you want. And I've always had this discussion with like Danielle and stuff. She's never understood it because she's never been able to do it, and some people can do it, some people can't do it. I'm just one of those people that can, and it's not like a flex or anything, because it's really starting to get to me mentally now that I get older. But yeah, like therapists, they're like, what the hell's wrong with you? No, they're like, this is incredible. I've never seen someone do this. And it actually goes back to the whole, we're done here, by the way. It goes back to me thinking about life. Like, okay, they have this incredible technology nowadays. One thing that they need to like hamper down and figure out is dreams. Dreams are incredibly powerful, and I feel like we are so unaware of what dreams, how powerful dreams are, what the extents dreams can do for people. And it's like wondering what is out there in outer space, right? It's like, oh, you know, is there aliens? Is there extraterrestrial? Is there other planets? Is there other people? Is there other, you know, civilizations, habitats, whatever it might be? I think people are missing the step with dreams. I think people are kind of looking over that. And I might be crazy, you know, I might be absolutely crazy, but it's something to think about. Anyways, going back to my story, I tell Danielle all the time, I'm like, I can dream and do whatever I want. I can dream and know I'm dreaming and do whatever I want. I can make my dream turn out the way that I want most of the time. And honestly, it's an incredible feeling. It is one of the best. My God, I just realized like the freaking, this is all like not the game, but like the recording is, calm down, OBS, calm down. It's an incredible feeling. It is absolutely an incredible feeling. I would say, oh, you know, I'm lucky to be certain, yeah, because there's people that can do it too. I'm not like this special person. People do it. People train themselves to do it. I feel like I'm not fortunate because there are some downsides with it. Most of the time, I know it's a dream. Sometimes I don't know it's a dream, and sometimes I can't determine reality to fiction, or I guess reality to dreams, and that can be very, very dangerous. Very dangerous. I've had it happen a couple of times, but most of the time, 98% of the time, when I am having those dreams, I can realize what's going on. Sometimes you don't know that you're dreaming, and it can really mess with you and mess with you for a while. And it's gonna get like personal and a little bit serious here going forward. So if you don't want to know some weird things about me or just about general stuff, maybe check back on the next Tenants video. But we're gonna be diving deep here in a sec. So I've done it multiple times. I've physically gotten up out of bed in my dream. I've gotten up out of my bed, knew I was in a dream, stood above my body, and watched myself sleep. I've also have stood there and looked at me and Danielle and I, in bed, and then figure out, wow, I'm in a dream. I can do whatever I want. So I just went outside. I went outside and I decided, you know what? I'm gonna go take a walk around the neighborhood. And I did. I took a walk around my own neighborhood. And it was freaking incredible. It was the most realistic feeling I've ever had. And it was a very peaceful situation too. Because you know, anxiety kind of fills you when you're out and you're in public or whatever it might be. If you do suffer from anxiety, I certainly do, every single day of my life, and it's bad. But stuff like that, when you are in a moment like that, you don't feel that anxiety. You're at peace, right? And it is, I like, that's the thing. Like, it's incredible. It's honestly some of the best feelings ever. Now, I've done it multiple times, right? Can I pull this off here? Does that look weird? That's actually kind of cool. I've done this multiple times, and I try to tell Danielle, and she just doesn't get it. Like, she doesn't understand because she's never done anything like that. And I'm not sitting here trying to downplay her, like, oh, how dare you, right? And I try to explain it to her, and she's like, dude, you're out of your freaking mind. I don't get you. I don't understand it. So I've always been like lost in my thoughts. I'm gonna do this. Oh, look at that. I've always been lost in my thoughts because I just never had someone to relate with on those terms. Anyways, so it woke me up last night and it really got to me. Some of you might know, if you guys been subscribed for at least a month, I had a relative pass away. And I swear to you, I last night talked to them, and I know, like, it's just weird. Like, not like the experience wasn't weird. The experience again was peaceful. It was very emotional when I woke up. But it just goes to show you how powerful dreams are. And it was a real conversation I had with this person, and it felt like nothing had gone wrong, right? And I didn't want to leave, and it was how it was, you know? I can't express the emotions I felt when I woke up. I was happy, I was sad, I was relieved. It was weird, you know? Anyways, that happened last night, and I was thinking, I was like, I wonder if there's anyone out there that can relate in that way. Because Danielle can't relate in that way. None of my friends can relate in that way. They all look at me weird. And then, like, therapists are like, I've never heard of anyone doing that. But there has to be someone out there that can at least relate a little bit and be like, oh yeah, dude, I know exactly what you're talking about. I've been consciously sleeping before. So there is, again, downsides to it. And the downside to it is getting locked. And you're like, what? Sometimes in these lucid dreams, you can get locked in it. And it has to do with I've looked into it. Like I said, therapists, talk to them. It has to do with night terrors, right? And it's one of the reasons why I actually get a lot of nightmares. Probably one of the reasons why I wake up with a lot of headaches and stuff like that. You can get some serious night terrors. And they say, this is at least what they say. They say it all stems back from PTSD. Now, I do have PTSD. I'm not going to tell you what it's from, because that is just way too, I mean, right now I'm already skipping the boundary line to share my life with you guys and putting myself in a very vulnerable state, which in return I hope you guys can respect that. But yeah, I do have that, and in these lucid dreams, you can get locked into these night terrors, and it happens. If the night terrors probably happen like maybe once every few weeks. It doesn't happen as often as it used to back years ago. So what happens is, like, for instance, the last night terror I had, and they always say it's a sign, like whatever the dream you're having, it's always a sign. You look up and you're like, you describe to the person what you're dreaming of or what you're having a night terror of. Then it can kind of tell them, oh, you're getting this night terror because you are going, you have this wrong with you or this wrong with you. You know, they try to tell you all these things, right? So my night terror, did we lose money there? We did, slightly. My night terror revolves around kind of the same thing over and over and over. And that is somebody, me laying in bed. And where I can lay in bed in my like spot of bed, I can look down the hallway, clear down the hallway, and at the end of the hallway is the front door. And it's always the same exact freaking terror. It's somebody breaking down the door and coming in, right? And coming down the hallway. It's the same one. It's either them breaking down the door and coming down the hallway, or it's them, somebody knocking on the door, me going to the door. And like, I don't know about you guys or like where you guys live or however it is, but where I live, when someone knocks on the door, one, the door is always locked. Two, you look out the window to see who it is first before you open the door. You don't just open the door. So always, anytime somebody knocks on my door, and it's very rare that it happens, but anytime someone does, you always look out the window to see who it really is. And so I do that every time in these night terrors, and they figure out a way to get in. I lock the door was already open. You know, they already had the door open. I try to push the door shut, they bust through. They have dogs, they have guns, they have, it's always the same thing, right? And they're always out to get me. Anyways, with the lucid dreaming, you can get trapped in those dreams. And once you get trapped, you have to hope some way, somehow you wake up. And I have countless of times known that I was in these night terrors, like the last one I had recently. Know I'm in these night terrors, and I sit there and I'm like, dude, I'm dreaming. And this is not real, but it's scaring the crap out of me. Get me the hell out of here. And I'm trying to wake up, and I can't wake up. Yes, I can wake myself up out of dreams. Usually. That's another thing about being consciously sleeping, or consciously, consciously sleeping, is that you have the ability to wake up whenever you want, on demand. And that's one thing I can do. But when you are in these night terrors, that doesn't exist anymore. You can't wake up. And I don't know why that is, and I don't know why it's a lock-in like that, but it does happen. So instead, what I do is I tell Danielle, or I can't tell her, I have to hope that she sees that I'm struggling maybe in bed and wakes me up. So what I do, and I always ask her the same question. Anytime this happens, I do the same thing. I go, crap, I'm in a bad situation. I'm gonna yell as loud as I can in my dream, and hopefully it translates to reality. And hopefully my body will start to scream or make noises so that she will wake me up. The sad truth is, it never happens. And you're stuck in those dreams until something wakes you up around you. And those are the worst, and those can really mess with you. And that shit messes with me a lot. Anyways, luckily that didn't happen last night. And you can lose sleep over it. You can really be... It's probably why I have bad anxiety just going out in public in general. I mean, your trust, you have trust issues, right? It all stems from a lot of different things. And last night I had that dream, right? I had that dream of the loved one that passed away recently. And it started to make me think about any other times I've talked to people that were deceased. And yes, I have on multiple occasions. Now, this is where it's going to get a little bit sensitive, so, you know, if it already was bad enough, it might be getting worse, but just YouTube, don't ban me. So I had a classmate, I had a friend, not even a friend, like an acquaintance to me. So my father was really good friends with his father, but me and the other kid just never saw eye to eye. We didn't have the same social groups, we didn't have the same interests, the same hobbies. So we went to school together, and we played on the same baseball teams growing up, but we never like hung out together. But our dads were really cool with each other. Anyways, by the way, $335,000, you'll ever see that. Anyways, the beginning of this year, he passed away. Same age as me. His birthday, actually, I was older than him, like by a few days. Like literally, our birthdays were a few days apart. He passed away. He passed away in self-inflicted ways. Let's just say that. He took his own will, right? And we, like I said, we never hung out, we never talked, and most of the time, my social group, if I had one at the time, or him in general, we just never got along either. Because I say social group loosely for me, but like, you know, being on the same baseball team, you know, there's the good kids and there's the not so good kids, you know, and you know, I was probably part of that not so good kids group, and you know, there's a lot of mean things that kids can say to one another. Anyway, so we never like got along, never talked, never did any of that. But I had a dream about him a couple months ago, and it was him coming to me, and we had a conversation, right? And our conversation was, wait, was that what I needed? Oh, in the workshop. Whoops. Our conversation was like, we were the best of friends and we were just catching up on life. And then I asked him like the question, like, why would you do that? You know? And he told me, this is what he told me. He told me, he says, I honestly regret it. And something like that in a dream where it feels so real, like I said, like lucid dreaming, conscious dreaming, and you know, like for me, I knew it was a dream, but I didn't want to wake up because I really wanted to talk to this person because I wanted to hear what they said. Again, that goes back to last night where it's like the loved one that passed away. I didn't want to wake up because I wanted to continue talking with them, and that's what happened. I had a great conversation with them. It felt great. And it's all stemming back to like how powerful dreams can be. It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. And I'm not someone who's like losing my mind. Well, I might be losing my mind now, but I would say I have a sturdy, you know, head on my shoulders and stuff like that. But it's kind of like, it reminded me of something. I know I've already mentioned like space and stuff, but it's kind of like that unknown, right? We don't know what happens when somebody dies, right? We don't know exactly what happens. We have ideas, right? Some are religious ideas. Some are, I guess maybe ideology, right? Like maybe you could be sitting there thinking, well, what happens is nothing. You know, it kind of goes back. There's an interview of Stan Lee, you know, the comic book writer. There's a conversation of him going back and him saying, when you die, what happens? Someone asked him what happens. And he says, I believe that when you die, it's like when you go to sleep and you don't have a dream. And it's like nothing happens. That's it. And so the person was like, so you die, what happens to time? Well, time will always go. So it's hard to think and fathom, like, when you die, obviously the world continues. Time continues. It's a continuing thing. However, when does it end? No one will know. And it's I don't know, it's weird. It's like, it's just picture yourself sleeping, right? Picture yourself sleeping, you have no dream, you go to bed, and before you know it, it's so fast you wake up, right? Or if you have ever had surgery, something like that, same guidelines. Now, picture doing that forever, for the eternity of time. That blows my freaking mind, dude. If that doesn't blow your mind, I don't know what to tell you. Like, that is, just that is incredible. Anyways, it kind of relates to the whole, well, when you have a dream, how are you talking to these people that are passed away? It's freaking me out, dude. it's not freaking me out. I'll be honest with you. It's actually, most of the time it's really good. Like, I really enjoy it and it puts me in a good mood. And I don't know if it's just something up in our heads. It's our brains creating these memories, right? Maybe memories that never existed, but pieces of things from time to time, and your brain just scrambles it all together, and it forms this moment. That's the like part where I'm like questioning. Like, it's like, how come we don't put more time and resources in trying to figure out what dreams really are and what we can do maybe with them in the future? Who knows? Maybe we can do something with dreams in the future, right? Maybe we can do something with space, you know? Something that probably we'll never have the answer in my lifetime, more about dreams. Maybe hundreds of years from now, they'll start, they're like, oh, okay, we're in 2320. Space is badass. What should we do next? Well, I have these dreams at night. All right, sold. Maybe that will happen. You can only hope, I guess. I don't know, dude. Anyways, I just wanted to kind of talk about that because it's something. And sometimes it kind of just, it gets to me in a way. It's like, it can be really, really bad, but it can also be really, really good. I don't know, dude. Don't think of me as a freaking lunatic. Slightly. Slightly. Anyways, I just wanted to share that with you guys. That's again, like this series, it's almost like making a lot of videos and being really focused on videos is not bad. It's not bad. But sometimes, a change of pace always helps. And this is kind of like what that is. Like, this is definitely a change of pace. Sometimes. Of course, the pace will come back up once we get new updates, new content, maybe even a new season to the Tenants, like a season 2 Tenants. Things will start to really kick back in, and we'll dive back into the gameplay, dive back into everything that, we want to see out of the Tenants. But for right now, it's kind of like one of those good places I can go to and just have a conversation with you guys, even if you aren't in the same room as me. But you get it. You understand. I hope you do. Anyways, how's your guys' day? Are you glad to have the Tenants back? Some people really dig this game. Some people really, really love this game. And some people really, really, really want this game every single day. And I would too, because there was a stretch there for like 40 days, 45 days where the Tenants came out every single day. But we're just kind of, again, we're just at that standstill where I can only talk about the game so much until we get new stuff. And you understand it. I don't need to explain that one to you. You get it. That's why, like, our creations here are very minimum, and they're very simple, and they're very dull, because it's just a money grab now. It's like trying to focus on how to get the Lilac Lane freaking big house, right? And even when we do get the Lilac Lane big house, I'm not gonna blow over that. I am gonna sit down and actually take care of that house, and we're gonna have a little bit of a game plan going into that. So once that happens, hold on tight, right? There we go. I mean, that looks horrible. But all of it has looked horrible, I think, right? I think you can probably agree. Anyways, I hope I didn't like scare anybody or freak anybody out or kind of like steer people in the wrong way. I just, you know, sometimes, you know, like for me, like you just don't have like a lot of friends to talk to, and you just don't have a lot of friends in general. Everybody has their own lives whenever you get to a certain age, you know, and you know, I have Danielle. Like, I'm not saying like you know, oh, you don't have any. She's my best, like one of my best friends, right? But talking to her, she can't like. She can't relate, you know. She doesn't know what I'm talking about. She doesn't know what to say, and it's not bad that she doesn't know what to say. Like, don't get me wrong, it's fine. So, you know, it's just hard to keep those thoughts in your head. And maybe, you know, with a little bit of a broader audience, right? Oh my God, we got the strip club stuff. With a broader audience and maybe on a platform where, you know, where we're at now, maybe somebody will see it and be like, oh, dude, I know what you're talking about. I go through the same thing, you know? I can't be the only one. I absolutely am not the only one. I know that for a fact. Do I though? I like to think so, but you know, again, I don't think it's a me thing. I think it's something that what people have thing. It's definitely a PTSD thing. I know that in some cases, not on all cases, but it is in some cases. Yeah, so I hope I didn't like really like just was it disturbing? No, it wasn't disturbing. It was more personal. It was more sensitive than anything. And I just don't want to be stepping on anybody's toes and be like, you know, you're wrong for saying this or you're wrong for doing this. It's like, that's not my intention. Like, I'm not trying to like be a bad person. I'm just like trying to express stuff, and maybe, who knows, maybe someone out there with a lending hand knows how to steer some directions, and maybe some people know how to help certain situations. Or maybe someone just knows how to relate, and that's just good enough for me, right? I believe that entirely. Like, okay, yeah, you do it too. We have something in common, you know. I'll always remember you. I won't forget you, right? I mean, how can I forget someone who goes through something like that? I mean, it's very rare to find that in somebody. Anyways, I digress. No, I guess I wasn't really digressing, but you get it. You get it. You're smart enough. I just hope, again, I didn't freak anybody out. Everyone's like, yeah, you know what? This guy, I subscribed to him, but like, honestly, I regret that decision. And then never hear from him again. I can see that too. You know, I don't blame you. It's not you, it's me. Let's put one right there. Put another one right there. Audio system. I don't even know where I'm gonna put this audio. What? You can put this on. That shouldn't do, but we're gonna do it anyways. You shouldn't be able to do that, but all right. $674. We'll do the cheap one, and we'll do this cheaper one, not the purple stripes. There we go. Fantastic. Sounds good to me. All right, let's send that off. Let's see how much money we have going forward here. $355. We did actually get a month progression, I guess. We are at level 50, which is crazy, dude. I never thought I would ever get to level 50, but we are here at level 50. We did just turn that in, so that gives us $357,000. Quick look at the lilac lane real quick. $513,000, so we are almost there. Yeah, but that's gonna do in today's episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it was a little bit of an unusual one, but yeah, I don't know. Do take care.
This is for all of you, not just a song to listen to, something to give you hope to hang on to.
I'll give your pocket full